Hello, I'm Katie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome. Today I am going to be making some folio notebooks for my Traveler's Notebook. This is a Traveler's Notebook by Peter Popper Press. I don't know why I keep doing this. I keep pulling it too tight. It is a Traveler's Notebook by Peter Popper Press. It's a little bit smaller than the standard 10 Traveler's Notebook and a little bit bigger than the personal one. So I can either order the refills from Peter Popper, and I can get these on Amazon. They're 2-pack for $4, which is very reasonable. Or I can make my own. Well, because I use this as a journal, not a planner, I want a sketchbook. I keep a daily journal, a commonplace book, and I want a sketchbook. I want some nice paper. So after Christmas, I went to Michael's and got a couple of packs of paper that were like $3 a pack, which was a steal. And I have some Canson XL. Okay, as I was saying before the phone call came in, I have some Canson XL mixed media paper. I have a few. I got these like really reduced at Hobby Lobby, and so I have enough to make probably 2 notebooks out of that. I also have some Artist Loft watercolor paper. I have like 4 sheets of it, which 4 sheets is plenty when you're making one of these notebooks because watercolor paper is super thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some paper out of this one and paper, maybe one out of the World Traveler, and I'm going to make a notebook. What I do is I just literally lay it out and on the back and figure out exactly what size I need, and then I will use my paper cutter, cut it down to size, and then do the same with the sketchbook paper. I'm using a long arm stapler. You can use a long arm stapler, or you can hand stitch it for it to put your books together. I'm using a long arm stapler for one ease, and I don't want to cut them out. If you can hear that wind, I'm sorry. It's very windy today. Yeah, so I'm going to pick out a couple of sheets of paper. This is not thick paper, but it is thick enough for a sketchbook that I'm going to just use, for a little while. It's not like it's going to be, a sketchbook that's going to be around for a long time. It's just going to be around for the month, probably. And for me to just do some doodling in. Yeah, so I'm just going to pick another sheet out of here. Let's see. I'll just do this one. I'll decide which way I want the pattern to go when I'm cutting my paper out. So I'm just going to flip it over. I think I'm going to keep it like straight up and down. So I'm going to flip my paper over. I'm going to use a friction pen, grab it, just so that I know I can erase the marks on the paper. And I'm just going to lay this out, line it up with the sides, with the bottom and the side, and just line it up, do one here and one here, and there is my sheet of paper. And I'm only doing that, since I'm only doing 2 sheets, I can do this very well like this, and I'm going to cut just a tiny bit inside that line, because when you cut it, it's going to be a little bit, it's not going to need to be that big. So there we go. And there is my 2 pieces. You can use this for collage. You can laminate it to use as a dashboard. That is one thing you can do with this. If you take some lamination paper, it's about the same size as this here, what you've cut off, and you can actually make it into a dashboard. Just laminate it. I may need to do a video on how to do that. But there's my 2 pieces, 2 covers. And then I am going to use the mixed media paper. I don't really want the watercolor paper right now, because I'm not going to use watercolor. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheets. So let's see, I may use one piece of, I don't know, one piece of watercolor paper in there, but 7 sheets. Even if I just use 6 and do 3 in each, and then 1 sheet of watercolor. I like to do multiple types of paper. It's just I did not pull that multiple types of paper out, but I do like to use multiple types of paper in my sketchbooks when I make them. But I do love this mixed media paper. I will say that. This is one of my absolute favorite papers for making sketchbooks. And I buy it whenever I get a chance. So now I'm just going to do the same thing, but I'm going to use this this piece of paper as my guide, because I know it's going to fit, and not my journal, because this is the one I've already cut. It's the same thing. Line here, line there, and there we go. And I'm going to cut a few pieces at a time. I can cut 3 pieces at a time of this. And the reason I don't do them a lot, like a lot of pages in my sketchbook, I may add a couple of like copy paper in here. The reason I don't do a lot of paper in these books is because I like being able to finish them. The most I do is I like to do it where there are 20 sides. So that's normally 5 sheets of paper. And that gives me the perfect size sketchbook to finish in 20 days. So there is 3 sheets for this one. And let's just say 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do 4 for the next one, just because that's what I got. And let's do it again. Play it like this, and I'm using a friction pen because I know if there is any of it left, I can just erase it and not have any issues. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just line it up. Cut. Line it up and cut. Now I do have a big paper cutter. I have a large paper cutter that once I make these journals, I can trim the edges of the notebook of it off, because it is going to extend past the cover. And I probably will do that. But yeah, so I've just have my measurements, have my notebooks, and now I'm just going to fold them. And I don't throw away any of the paper that I offcut. I make little bitty sketchbooks, little pocket ones, and I'll show you. I don't have any easy to grab, but I'll use the little offcuts and make little sketchbooks. And I just like doing that because I don't like to waste anything. Just don't like to waste anything. So I'm just folding each individual piece. I don't fold them all together because they won't even up, but I just make sure, I just make sure they're even page to page. Hold down on that end and go to the center, out and out. I will crease these a little bit again before we put them together, but yeah, I'm just holding it, pressing down, 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 and there we have it. And you can just use the pen to score it down. You don't have to have a whole bunch of, you know, fancy tools to make some sketchbooks. If you have these size, you can use a regular stapler. I just happen to have a long arm stapler. Because I use it for my business. But, you know, you don't have to have a long arm stapler. And so there's one. And like you see, it's going to extend out. So I'll probably use you can use an X-Acto knife and a metal edge ruler to cut it off, and a cutting board. But because I have the large cutter, I'll just cut that after the fact. And so you're going to do the same thing with these. You're going to just fold over to the edge. You can, if you're using copy paper, just cut your covers, and you do not have to pre-trim them if you have a cutter like I do, or if you're going to use a metal ruler. You don't have to trim your paper. You can just fold it. I'll show you. You fold it lengthwise with the copy paper, and then just cut off whatever overhangs. I've done that before. Let me grab a piece of copy paper. Sorry, didn't mean to knock the stand. All right, there we go. Just some copy paper, and you can, I'll fold multiple pieces when I'm doing just a small stack. But as you can see, that works perfectly fine. And then you can just, like, see, this one's only got 3 sheets, so I did 3 sheets of copy paper. So I can now take this, this, and this. So if I want to use graphite on my nice drawing paper, I now have an interleaf, so it will not rub. You can do it that way. It works great, trust me. Here we go. We're going to pull this down, and I'm going to go ahead and staple this one, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done. I will be right back. Okay, if you're going to use the staple method like I am, a regular stapler will work, like I said, because this is such a short piece of paper. And so I just try to line up, like, I have to look at it, you can't really see it, but I try to line up the edge of the stapler with the fold line. And I got a little bit off, but like, I try to use the staple plate underneath to help line it up, and then I double check when I go to put it on. And I only staple it twice because it's a very thin book. It doesn't need more than twice. You can if you're worried that it's going to not hold. But that is a sketchbook. You can trim it off if you want it neat. But it's really about the same size. You can trim it off, and you can use a corner rounder, which I do have somewhere laying around here. My desk is an absolute mess right now, because all I've been doing is filming videos for the past 2 hours. Okay, there's my corner rounder. So you can corner round it after you get it finished. Sometimes I do, just so it doesn't, you know, get dog-eared. Okay, so here is what you do for this one. You do the same thing. You just hold it. There's not enough papers for me to worry about clipping it. If it was a lot of papers, I would clip it. And I'm just going to line it up again. Staple. Go down and try to line it up again. And staple. And then for this one, because there is a few more pages into it, and I'm going to have to cut it, you can use a metal edge ruler and cut with a knife. Let me go get my cutting board, and I will show you how to do that for the ones who do not have the big cutter like I do. All right, you don't have the big cutter like I do, so I'm going to show you. I have a cutting mat. I have a metal ruler. You want a metal ruler. You really want a metal ruler. Plastic rulers can get cut, which means you can get cut. So what you're going to do, you're not going to try to cut through all of them at one pass. You're going to do a few at a time, and they'll probably pop out. That is fine. There you go. That's the top. And then I'm going to cut off this, turn my little mat. This little cutting mat I got at Dollar Tree, and it works great. This metal ruler, I think I paid $1.69 at Hobby Lobby just about a month or so ago because I had lost mine. So you're just gonna slowly go through it. You don't want to go through them all, try to go through them all at once. Because if you try to go through them all at once, it's not gonna end up being as nice of a finish. And, whoops. Well, I didn't get that last one, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. But that's how you do it with just a knife. I'll show you one more time. This one is shorter, so there's only a tiny bit of overhang. So you're gonna line up that ruler right beside your printed cover and do the same thing. Just ever so slowly. You'll know when you hear the paper it not have any more. It's hard to do this in film because I can't see exactly what I'm doing or how close I am. Okay, so there you go. If you want to corner around it, you just open up the book and you corner around each page, and I prefer the one on the side to the little one, and I just corner around each page. It makes it super easy. Sorry, I didn't realize I was out of frame. You can do a couple at a time, but if you want it to really line up, you want to do it one at a time. And that's your front. And then you can just corner around the back. And that's how you, there you go. And now you have a finished little sketchbook for your traveler's notebook. I hope you found that helpful, and leave me a comment. And if you like my video, please give me a like. It really does help the channel for you to like and comment. And if you're not subscribed, I would love to have you as a subscriber. So I will see you soon. Have a great one.